Want an easy to set up 1v1 defending drill for your team? Then stick around. Hey, I'm Dylan Joseph, soccer trainer, #1 best-selling Amazon author. To increase your team skills, help your players overcome average performances, and boost your team's soccer self-esteem, then make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon. Today, we're going to be covering a 1v1 defending drill that allows players to also work on their attacking as well. I'll explain how many players are needed, how to set it up, coaching points, as well as variations on the drill. This drill will help your players work on their ability to dispossess the other team, as well as slowing down the speed of play. Furthermore, you'll be able to instruct your players how to force attackers out of bounds, as well as working on their defensive stance. Set up one 10-yard wide by 20-yard long grid for every 2 to 3 players. Player 2 and player 3 have soccer balls to start. Player 2 attacks while player 1 defends. After either the far line is crossed by the attacking player with the ball, the defender kicks the ball out of bounds, or the defender gains possession of the ball, that set is done. Then player 1 goes back to the starting side, player 2 goes from attacking player 1 to now defending against player 3. If you have players on your team who will always play defense and others who will always attack, you can have certain players always attacking and other players always defending. Try to assign the more skilled players on your team to the same group, assign the less skilled players to their own group. Rotate players to different groups after each set. And could you give this video a like? So we're going to be performing 3 total sets, 6 minutes each set, and at the 3-minute mark of each set, so halfway through each set, you're actually going to have your players rotate so that whoever they were just defending, they'll now be attacking, and whoever they were attacking, they'll be defending now. For coaching points, make sure to address these 5 key things. So when that defender is reaching in for the ball, make sure to teach your players to use the self-pass. So the self-pass is simply similar to that of a roll, but a roll takes a lot longer and has a lot more steps, versus a self-pass where you're just raising your leg up, passing the ball across their body, so as they reach in, now they're missing the ball, and your other foot is going to be pushing the ball up so that their entire body momentum is going that way, and yours is going that way, so you get the ball out of the way of their feet. And notice, when I take that touch, you're going to be using the inside of your foot. If the grass is really thick on the field, you want to be further back on your foot, taking that touch across your body. Versus, I'm on a turf field right now, so it's very thin, very smooth, easy to dribble on, so I'm going to be using up towards my toes because that's softer, so I'm going to be playing that pass across and taking that touch up for my self-pass. 2, instruct attacking players to use jab steps. And I have an entire another video on this, on why these work so well, but in essence what you're trying to do is have the ball starting outside your body. You're going to pretend to take it in one direction. Notice how my foot looked like it was going to push the ball, as well as my shoulders are facing in the direction that I want to fake out the defender, and then I turn, push, and explode after the ball that I just pushed away from the defender. So with this, the jab is just buying a little bit of time. You're buying that too big of a step from the defender, versus the push itself. That's really where you buy the beating the player, beating that defender, and using your speed to get entirely past them. Number 3, if the attacker's in the center of the field, push them towards their weak foot. But if they're by one of the out of bounds areas of the grid, then make sure to push them out of bounds and don't let them get to that area towards the center of the field where there's a whole bunch more space. 4, we want to teach PAT, patient angled toes. So we want to be patient when they're attacking forward because that's what they're used to dribbling, and they're much more likely to beat us in that. So we want to slow the speed of play, give them a yard or 2 of space depending on how skilled they are, and allow our teammates to get back. But if they turn their back ever, we want to not be patient. We want to be aggressive and make sure they don't turn again, because if I'm trying to score on this goal and my back is facing it, I'm not nearly as effective if my front is facing the goal that I'm trying to score in. Also angled. If this attacker is attacking me in the middle of the field, I don't want to just stand square like this. I both want to have my body angled and I want to be angled to the ball. So in this instance, I would be pushing them to their left foot and making it much harder for them to go to their right. So now I'm going to be forcing them to beat me with their left foot. Versus if I go like this, then a good attacker is just going to attack in that direction, use their right foot, and probably score every single time. And lastly, we want to be on our toes, active on the balls of our feet and our toes, because if they try to turn us, we need to be quick at using our arms as well as our explosiveness to turn and go in the other direction. And if they push and try to go past us, being active on our toes allows us to keep up. Number 5, emphasize to your defenders that kicking the ball out of bounds in a game is a great way to buy your team more time. They don't always have to dispossess the other player. They can just slow the game speed, the speed of play, down a bit and allow more people to come back, and that is successful defending. Some variations on this drill, depending on how old your players are. Award points so that if the attacker gets to the other side of the 20-yard grid, then they get a point. If the defender kicks the ball out of bounds, rebounds, no one gets a point, and if the defender dispossesses the other team, then the defender gets a point. To make the drill easier for attackers, widen the field, and to make it easier for defenders, narrow the field. So generally, as you go, you want to start off with a narrow field, and then maybe as the practice progresses, you can make it a little bit wider, or wait till the next or a few practices later when you go to work on it again. Also, consider 1v2s, 2v1s, as well as 2v2s in this similar format. Consider the book, Soccer Drills, How to Coach the Perfect Practice, using the link below to have many drills easily at hand to allow your team to really succeed. This book has many ideas on how to construct your practices and different drills, such as passing and receiving, shooting and finishing, defending, as well as foot skills and dribbling to make your life easier as a coach. Subscribe to avoid missing that next weekly video on an attacking touch and skills drill. And click here for the video for a wall passing drill for your team.